Good morning, third graders. Today I would like you to be on page 304 in your math textbook. It's chapter 9, lesson 1. We're starting a new chapter on geometry. So we have quite a few language of the discipline words to go over. So we're going to read through those together on page 304. So at the top it says that a line is straight. It is a set of points that extends forever in opposite directions. So a line is straight and it extends forever. You have to remember those two things. A line is straight and it extends forever. So one way that you can try to remember that, which one is a line as opposed to some of the other ones that you're going to be learning, is that you'll find that it has arrows on both ends because it shows that it's extending forever and ever. So make sure that it has the little arrows on both sides to show that it extends forever. So again, say it one more time. A line is straight and it extends forever. They gave you some different examples. You can notice that it can go side to side, up and down, diagonal. That doesn't matter as long as it shows that it's extending forever and it's straight. If it's like this, is that a line? Well, let's think of the definition. A line is straight and it extends forever. Yes, it extends forever, but is this straight? No, so this is not a line. What about this? Is this a line? A line is straight and it extends forever. It's straight, it extends forever. Check, ding, 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 that's a line. Okay, number 2. A line segment is the part of a line between two endpoints. The part of a line between two endpoints. So do you see the endpoints here? So this is just showing a segment, or you can think of it as like a section. So the line might be going on and on forever, but they're just showing you one section or one part of that line. And the way that they show that is with the two endpoints. So again, you can see that it goes either direction, but it has to have the endpoints on both sides. So always be looking for the endpoint. So you can say a line segment is part of a line between two endpoints. Part of a line between two endpoints. Okay, so let's do a little review here. Is this a line segment? Part of a line between two endpoints. This one only has one endpoint. Not right. Okay. What about this one? Part of a line between two endpoints. 1, 2. Yes, perfect. Okay, what about this? Line segment or a line? Hopefully you said a line. What about this? Hopefully you said none of the above. Okay, so we have, let's review, we have a line. A line is straight and it extends forever. A line is straight and it extends forever. A line segment is part of a line between two endpoints. Part of a line between two endpoints. And the last one we have is a ray. A ray is the part of a line that starts at an endpoint and then it goes on forever. Starts at an endpoint, goes on forever. So it starts at an endpoint and goes on forever. So say it with me. It starts at an endpoint, goes on forever. It could also go this way, starts at an endpoint, goes on forever. So you have your 3. You have the line that goes on forever in both directions. You have the line segment, which has the 2 endpoints, and your last one is array, and that has the endpoint, but then the rest of it extends into the direction. Okay, so what you're going to do on the assignment is name line, line segment, ray, or none of these. So for instance, none of these, I talked to you about it, if it doesn't follow the exact definition, like if it's a squiggly line, remember a line is straight and it extends forever. So if it's a squiggly line, it doesn't qualify. So you're going to write none. So go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to do numbers 1 through 8. And then when you finish with 1 through 8, we're going to go on to the next page because we have some more language of the discipline words to go over to finish the assignment. So pause the video here, do 1 through 8. Remember, you're going to do line. A line is straight and it extends forever. The line segment is part of a line between 2 endpoints. Array is part of a line that starts at an endpoint and extends forever. Starts at an endpoint and extends forever. And none of these 4 ones that don't fit any of those definitions. Okay. All right, so hopefully you paused the video and you completed 1 through 8. Now we're going to go over some more language of the discipline words. They're special lines, intersecting lines, parallel lines, and perpendicular lines. So they show you a picture here. It says intersecting lines are lines that meet at a common point. So it's the lines here. Remember, their lines are straight and they extend forever in opposite directions, so they have the arrows on both sides. But where that red dot is, they're crossing, they're meeting at a common point. So we always remember it by saying intersecting lines make V's, because you see how it makes V's on every side? They meet at a common point. Parallel lines are lines on a flat surface that never intersect. Parallel lines never meet. And then perpendicular lines are lines that intersect at square corners. So do you see here how they make a perfect square corner? We call that 90 degrees because it's meeting at 90 degrees. So there's a little song that you can play at the end. It's a YouTube link, but it says parallel lines never meet. Intersecting lines make V's. Perpendicular lines meet at 90 degrees. Put your hands in the air with me. So that's a little catchy way to try to remember it. So parallel lines never meet. So there's never at any point that these are going to cross and make an X or make a square or make anything. They're never going to touch. Parallel lines never meet. Intersecting lines make V's. So look at the V's. They're meeting at the common point. Perpendicular lines meet at 90 degrees. So it has the perfect 90-degree angle here. Okay, so you can listen to that song later, but those are your 3 new ones. You are going to do numbers 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 also. And you're going to upload all of that onto Google Classroom, but I just want to go over a couple things here. So when it says name 2 streets that are parallel, you're going to look up here. Well, parallel lines never meet, so you're going to have to be looking at 2 lines that never meet. Main Street and Linden Street can't be parallel because, they cross each other. There's an overlap. That cannot be parallel. You have to pick the lines that never meet. So pick 2 streets. So you could say blank and blank street. Now, number 10 says name 2 streets that are perpendicular. Perpendicular lines, remember, intersect at square corners, or like the song, perpendicular lines meet at 90 degrees. So that would be, you're going to have to pick one that meet at 90 degrees. And then number 11, copy these lines onto dot paper. If you don't have dot paper, you can just use your graph paper, and if you want to put dots on it, you can, but it's okay. Just draw the 2 lines here on your piece of paper. And then what it wants you to do is draw a line that's parallel to the red line. So remember, parallel lines never meet. So if I wanted to draw another line that was parallel to this, and if you want to do yours in red and blue like they did, it might be easier. Sorry, I didn't have red and blue Expo markers, but oh, that line is parallel to red. Then it wants you to do on number 12, one that's parallel to the green line. So if I'm doing parallel, I have to make sure that it never meets, so I can draw a line there. One that intersects the red and blue line. And then one that intersects the green line and the purple line. So again, on your paper, just maybe get some colors out, draw the lines. So like this one, if this one was red and this one was blue, that way I know. And then for 12 and 14, I can also just, on my graph paper, draw those ones. And then when it's asking me to draw the parallel lines, I can just add them in. If it's asking me to do an intersecting line, I could do an intersecting line, okay? So that's what you're going to be doing for this. Watch the video so you can see the catchy song about parallel lines, and it teaches you some hand motions too with the robot, so that's a catchy way that you can remember the definitions. Otherwise, you are done for today, but make sure that you upload 1 through 14 onto Google Classroom. All right, bye everybody.